Welcome to the VFR Planner Quick Start tutorial. From this lesson you will learn how to create flight plans and calculations quickly with VFR Planner. Let's take a look at the software interface first. At the top, you should see a general menu system, while on the left side there is a button called Charts, to select VFR approach charts for different airports. We will explain these later. Now take a look at the right side, the most important piece of the program, the flight plan window. Basically we can differentiate 5 sections here. The first one is the waypoint, or town finder, where the navigation turning points can be selected. Below it, you can see and modify the list of the pre-selected waypoints. Under this section you should give two important parameters, true airspeed in knots, and altitude in feet. These parameters will be used in calculations, so do not ignore them. One step below, you have an option whether to consider wind forecasts in the calculations or not. It is strongly recommended to use this option, to get the most accurate en route time, and trip fuel calculations for the flight plan. If the computer you are working on is connected to the internet, VFR Planner is able to download the winds aloft forecast automatically. The last part of the flight plan window is the flight plan generator button group. The navigation log button generates a basic VFR style flight plan including all known, or pre-selected data. Navigation log V2 button produces an airliner style flight plan for pilots who are not satisfied with normal plan. Route map button opens the default web browser and shows the actual flight plan on a geographical map which can be printed directly from browser if needed. With delete plan button you can clear all waypoints in the list. Now, let's take a look at the top menu items. In the first two options, airspaces and elements, you can change the visibility of geographical objects, airspaces and navigation aids. The action menu corresponds to the right mouse button click on the map. You can zoom, set waypoints, and query airspace informations from the mouse position on the map. In calculations menu, you can get access to the performance calculations, like determining the takeoff distance required, mass and balance, and create user-defined aircraft. The briefing item allow the user to get real-time or forecast weather information, like airspace usage, significant weather charts, upper wind and temperature charts, meta codes, terminal area forecasts, and notice to airman reports. In the settings menu you can set different software-related options which are not required to explain. The help menu contains the tutorial video link and information about the developers. In the center of the window you see the map. To zoom or pan the view, do the following: just double-click on the map with the left mouse button, to select the new center position. You can easily select center position with this method. To zoom in, or out, use the right mouse button and select zoom in, or zoom out items anywhere on the map. Now let's see how to use VFR Planner to create a quick flight plan. In the first step, we select an aircraft to fly. Go to the calculations menu, and select takeoff distance required menu item. You can use mass and balance panel for that as well. In these menus you can choose between predefined aircraft. It is recommended to select an aircraft for calculations. If you do not select anything before using the flight plan functions, the fuel calculations will be ignored. Today we select a Cessna 172 model, equipped with diesel engine, and registered as Hotel Alpha Sierra Lima Yankee. In VFR Planner, if an aircraft has a registration number, the calculations are valid only for this aircraft. If it hasn't, the calculations may be valid for any similar aircraft, but maybe not. You always must check your aircraft's operation manual for effective values, because VFR Planner only provide informative datas. Now we don't use the takeoff performance calculator, so you can close that window. The selected aircraft is loaded and stored in the memory. Let's select a departure airport. Today will be Tokol in Hungary, so we type the ECAL code, which is Lima Hotel Tango Lima, into the waypoint finder. Now click on the button with a small arrow, to add to the waypoint list. Our first reporting point is Papa Tango Bravo VOR, so we type it into the finder. Always use capital letters for navigation aids and airports. When you are searching a waypoint with typing, without the use of the arrow button, you can simply press enter, to choose and add the waypoint to the list. Next waypoint will be Valence City, so we type it and add it to the database. If you want to fly to an unfamiliar area or you simply don't know any town name at the turning point, you should do the following. Make right-click at your estimated turning point, and select Set as Waypoint menu item. VFR Planner shows you the nearest 3 town name, where you clicked on the map. If you don't want to make a choice between them, simply select present position, and the coordinates of your click will be taken as a custom waypoint. Our destination is Siofok Balaton, so we type Lima Hotel Sierra Kilo. No, we want to see the elevation map of the region to make sure that we do not cross any high mountain area. Click on the Elements menu, and select Elevation Mesh. It takes a bit more time to draw the map when elevation visibility is turned on. Click on any point of the map, and do not move the mouse. 1 second later, a bubble window appears with the actual elevation data in meters. Everything seems okay. We can see that Tokol Airport is surrounded by several airspaces. We should check them to make sure that we not cross any Class C controlled airspace or any dangerous or prohibited areas. Click under Tokol Airport with the right mouse button and select Airspace Info. A small window informs us that this blue airspace is Budapest Terminal Area 3, with 3,500 feet floor and flight level 195 ceiling. We should not climb into this controlled airspace without clearance. If we follow our route, we fly into Budapest Terminal Area 2 and its floor is 6,500 feet, so we can climb higher here. But be careful, we have to avoid Lima Hotel Romeo 6, which is a prohibited airspace around Satsalumbata city. Finally, let's discuss a tool called Anchor Box. Hold the left mouse button, and move the mouse slowly. It is ideal to measure magnetic or true track distances, and flight times easily. We looked through our route, so now we are going to set the airspeed and altitude of our flight. Our aircraft cruising speed is 90 knots, and our flight altitude will be 3,000 feet. It is important to set the airspeed and altitude before proceeding further, because wind forecast and fuel calculations depend on speed and altitude. Click on Set button to see the winds panel. In this form, you should type wind data for each waypoint. No, we can ignore this, because I have internet connection, so let's just close this window now. Click on Download button, to get online winds aloft forecast automatically. A window informs us about the presentation time of the latest weather forecast, which was 12 o'clock UTC. We should decide when we want to take off. Today our planned takeoff time is 19 o'clock UTC, so I type 06 hours into the window. 12 hours UTC, plus 6 hours equals 18 o'clock today, and the forecast is valid from this hour until plus 6 hours, so it is perfect for us. If the download progress bar disappears, the download is completed. If we click on the Set button again, we can check the downloaded datas. Everything is fine, so I close this window. Now I can click on Navigation Log button to get the flight log. A window informs us that a pre-selected aircraft is used for calculations. We confirm this, and get our plan. Each known field will be calculated and filed, so we can print it out. As I mentioned before, we have an alternate flight plan option that we can reach by clicking on the Navigation Log Vita button. This is an airliner-style detailed log, including the coordinates, magnetic track, magnetic heading, time, time to go, distance, distance to go, wind forecast, and minimum fuel on board, for each waypoint. I am not going to explain other items of this form, but you can easily study it, because it is a useful and obvious navigation log for flying. Finally, we have approach chart only for Tokyo Airport at the moment on the left side, which is available if we click on it twice. More approach charts going to be published in the future. If you need more weather or airspace information, you can freely use the briefing menu from the top. We can check airspace use plans for the actual territory, download significant weather charts, request meta and terminal area forecasts, etc. This was a quick planning tutorial for VFR Planner. Please check out the takeoff distance required, or mass and balance menu items for more opportunities to brief your flight correctly. Thank you for watching and have a nice flight. Visit ivona.com. Create and download recordings voiced by Ivona Voices.